Om Agajanana Padmarkam Gajananamahernisham Anekadantam Bhaktanam Ekadantam Upasmahe Shri Mahaganapataye Namaha. Welcome everyone, and thanks for this opportunity as well to spend my Monday evenings in a fruitful way. So, and like I was telling, I don't know any of you. I just spoken to Uma, so I thought maybe you all can just go around, very brief introduction, kind of your name, where you're from, and kind of what got you into this. So I'll introduce myself, Rajesh Jayaraman. I'm in Buffalo Grove. So for any of you who are in the Buffalo Grove area, I'm right close to Stevenson High School, if you know where that is. And I've been kind of in the suburbs for about 20 years right now. Okay, I see Anuraga, you are the first one on my screen, top left.
Yeah, my name is Anurag. I'm from Shambal. Um, uh,
Just
we,
also let me know which language you're going to be following as well, if you don't mind.
Telugu. Telugu.
Okay.
I'm from nearby Hyderabad.
Okay.
Yeah.
Neha?
Hi, I'm Neha, and I also live in Schaumburg, originally from UP, India, and I've been here for quite some time now.
Yeah. And you're going to be following the Sanskrit version or?
Sanskrit or Hindi, whatever.
Okay.
Yeah.
Bhakti? You're mute. Okay, in meantime, Aruna, you can go ahead.
I'm Aruna from El Grove village, suburb next to Schaumburg. We are on the border of the division. And basically, I'm from Hyderabad. And what motivated me after joining Umaj is the chanting groups that's motivated. I want to learn more and understand each one of
Okay. Divya?
Hello, Guru. My name is Divya. I live in Hoffman Estates, like almost Schaumburg border. Yeah, I'm very grateful to Uma and you for blessing us with this opportunity to learn the meaning of Vishnu Sahasranamam. And I speak Telugu, Tamil, and Kannada, but I'll be following the English Lipi written here, but in the Hindi and Sanskrit version.
Okay.
Thank
Uma? Yeah, because I know you, but you can just.
So everybody knows me here. The entire group actually is from our chanting group where we chant Lalita Sahasranamam.
Okay.
And then we said we've been chanting that since 2015.
Okay.
During Navratris, and now past 2 years we've been doing it even during the Chaitri Navratri, which comes in spring. Then we had this urge to start doing Vishnu Sahasranamam to please Lord Vishnu as well at the same time. So then we were struggling to learn it. We'll have MSB's version running, and then we just follow her. And I thought this was a very good opportunity to learn the actual pronunciation and do it the right way to get the best benefits.
Absolutely, yeah. So you're friends with Priya, Arun, and Minu, right?
Priya Anand.
Priya Anand, not
Yeah.
Priya.
Yes. Priya Anand. They are all college friends.
Okay.
So to speak, yeah.
I met her yesterday also. She was in Parayanam for Devi Mahatmyam. Okay, Purnima?
Hello, I'm Purnima. I'm also in the Schaumburg area with Uma. And I think I'll be following the English and the Sanskrit version of it.
Okay. All right. Monica?
Hi, I'm Monica, and I also live in the same neighborhood, and I'm grateful to Uma for getting us connected. And I'm from the state of Jammu and Kashmir, and I'll be following the Hindi and the Sanskrit version.
Okay. Kalyani?
Hello, yeah. I'm Kalyani, and I live in the same community in Schaumburg with Uma and all. And I'll be following the Telugu version of it.
Telugu, okay. Nirmala?
Hi, I'm Nirmala. Even I live in El Grove, which is in the border of Schaumburg. So I'm basically from Chennai, so I'll be following the Tamil version.
Okay. Neha?
Yeah, I
Oh,
just
you did? Okay.
introduced.
Yeah, I think you
Yes, I did.
I didn't realize.
Mhm.
I think Nupur, I'm not sure if we did Nupur, and then Vritti was not able to unmute.
Hi, thank you for doing this. I'm Nupur, I live in Schaumburg and from Delhi. So we'll be following the Sanskrit and Hindi and English versions of it. And we're all connected through Uma and grateful to her and you for volunteering your time to teach us the right pronunciation and the meaning. So thank you very much.
Vritti, I'm not sure if you're able to unmute yourself now. No. Okay. All right. So just my background, I'm originally from, Coimbatore, right, which is in Tamil Nadu, but then I also grew up in Mumbai, so I can speak and understand Hindi as well. But I think all of this, but I'm not that fluent. So this conversation, everything, I'm going to keep it in English, right? And if you guys have any questions, again, we'll keep it interactive. So what I think Aarti, you just joined, new?
Yes, I'm so sorry.
No
My
worries.
apologies.
Yeah, we're just kind of going through a round of introduction. If you just want to introduce yourself, where you're from, and which language you're going to be following.
Sure. I'm Aarti Desai. I'm a Kannadiga, but born and brought up in Pune. So pretty good, typically well versed with the Kannada Sampradaya and all. And I will be reading out of a Sanskrit script,
Okay.
the Marathi Sanskrit script, yes.
Got
So
it.
I'm more comfortable with that. Sorry about this. My apologies.
No worries.
Just had to rush in from somewhere.
No worries at all. Pramila?
Same thing. Sorry about it. Just rushing from eye appointment. Yeah, I am from Chicago, Schaumburg area, close to Umaji. I follow the Telugu script.
Okay. Perfect. So looks like it's all close to Mark's location. That's awesome. Yeah, the reason I was kind of asking which language you follow is generally Sanskrit and Telugu are close enough in terms of the script and the aksharam pronunciations, right? If you're using Tamil or English, then it may be a little difficult because some of the emphasis on aksharams will be slightly difficult. So that's what I just wanted to get a context of what the spread was, right? Okay. So what I typically do, because we all work, I normally have a PowerPoint presentation to kick it off. So I thought I'll take like about 10 minutes, give you all like a background of how it came about, what is Vishnu Sahasranamam, right? And then we'll get into the actual thing in today's class, okay? So I'm just going to share my screen here. All right. So can you all see the Vishnu Sahasranamam overview slide? Okay, awesome.
Yes.
Okay. So the name Sahasranamam, I'm sure all of you are familiar with, right? It just means 1,000 names, right? It's super simple. And you all already know about Lalita Sahasranamam. That is where there are three main Sahasranamams, right? One is Vishnu Sahasranamam, one is Lalita Sahasranamam, and third is also called as the Shiva Sahasranamam. Now, the Shiva and Vishnu Sahasranamam are coming in Mahabharata, while Lalita Sahasranamam is part of the Brahmanda Purana. It's a different Purana itself, right? Where it is actually coming from. Now, the word Vishnu Sahasranamam might be a little bit misleading because it kind of indicates that it is 1,000 names of Vishnu, which is correct. But as we are going through the Dhyana Stokam and as we are going through the Nyasam for Vishnu Sahasranamam, we'll kind of see who the main deity is, right? So I'll kind of hold off on that. But in general, it is 1,000 names of Vishnu, that as the name says. So the context behind this, right? So you all know about the Mahabharata war. So Bhishma was a very active player in there. He was wounded, I think, in the 10th day or something. And then after that, for almost like 51 nights, Bhishma was still alive, right? He could have died any time he wanted. He had what is called as a Swecha Mrityu, Swa Icha Mrityu, which means he could give up his life whenever he wants to. But at the end of the day, if you're injured and your body is almost gone, you can physically live, but he can't go and move, right? Anyway, he was fully injured. He was just lying on the bed of arrows, right? There are three reasons why Bhishma was actually alive. One was he was waiting for the Uttarayana Kalam. And the reason that is that which started on January 14th, right? When Makara Sankranti came. And the reason that is important is when a soul is getting liberated, at any point when the soul, if you are able to control the breath and then you're able to move it up and then get it out through your Agneya Chakra or Sahasrara Chakra, when you're getting liberated, the soul still has to go and sit in that earthly plane till the Uttarayana column comes, and then it traverses, right? So what Bhishma is thinking is, why do I want to go wait there? I would rather wait here in the earth itself instead of letting my soul release my soul, right? So that's one of the reasons he was waiting, because he was anyway getting liberated. And then instead of waiting outside of the earthly plane for his soul to move, he was waiting inside of it. That's number one reason. The number two reason was Yudhishthira, after having won the war, right? There were like millions of people who participated in the Mahabharata war. So many people gave up their lives. But after the war is over, after Pandavas won the war, Yudhishthira did not feel like taking over the reins of the kingdom. So when Krishna was about to depart for Dwaraka, Yudhishthira says, Krishna, I don't want this, because this came at the expenses of killing all my brothers, the Kauravas and so many of my uncles and my guru and everyone. I don't want this kingdom anymore. It's not worth it, right? But Krishna had to tell him, but Krishna intentionally did not solve Yudhishthira's problem because he wanted him to hear certain things out of Bhishma's mouth. So Krishna then takes all the Pandavas and everybody go and meet Bhishma right at the point where Bhishma was lying down. And then Yudhishthira asks Bhishma a lot of questions around dharma, where Bhishma then convinces Yudhishthira how it is still his dharma to go ahead and take over the reins of the kingdom, right? So that's one of the big conversation that is actually happening. And then as part of that, Yudhishthira also asks some appendix 6 other questions, which then becomes the prefix for Vishnu Sahasranamam, right? That's where Bhishma is saying the Vishnu Sahasranamam to everybody who's present there. That is the second reason. And the third reason was Bhishma is one of the greatest devotees of Lord Krishna. And he knew that Krishna, who is present there, is a Supreme Lord's incarnation. And Bhishma wanted to get a glimpse of Krishna before he gave up his soul. So at the very last moments of it, Bhishma actually does a stuti to Krishna. And this is all part of Srimad Bhagavatam. So he does a stuti to Krishna and then gives up his life, right? So Krishna wanted Bhishma, who's one of the greatest of devotees, to be able to see him before he actually gave up his life. So those are the three reasons Bhishma was waiting. So all of this is happening as part of that conversation when Yudhishthira and others go to meet Bhishma. Now, anything we buy on Amazon, we all go look for reviews, right? So similarly, the first thing to ask is, how good is Vishnu Sahasranamam? Who has rated it? Me telling it is good is you're not going to care about it, right? So it has to come from the greatest of saints. So the number one saint, Adi Shankaracharya, who has lived, he has written a commentary on Vishnu Sahasranamam, saying it is one of the absolutely top thing that one has to chant. In fact, as part of his Bhaja Govindam, if you know the script of Bhaja Govindam, he says, Geyam Gita Nama Sahasram. You should not only chant Bhagavad Gita, you should also chant the Sahasranamam of Vishnu, right? So that is number one. Adi Shankaracharya himself has actually written that. Then there's a second person called as the Parashara Bhattar, who has also written a lot of commentary on Vishnu Sahasranamam, right? So what that validates is all these great people are telling that this is absolutely worth spending your time on, right? Because if it's not worth spending your time on, we don't want to be wasting our time, right? So it's extremely important. There's one very interesting story associated with Adi Shankaracharya. So long time back, Kashmir used to be the kind of, I think somebody said they're from Jammu, I believe, that used to be the library of all the ancient scripts. So Adi Shankaracharya and his disciples go all the way to Kashmir to go and write commentary on Lalita Sahasranamam and Vishnu Sahasranamam. He first wanted to write about Lalita Sahasranamam. So he sends one of his disciple insights to go get the Lalita Sahasranamam script so Adi Shankaracharya can write the commentary on it. The disciple comes back and it starts with Vishwam Vishnur Vashatkaro. He says, okay, this is not Lalita Sahasranamam. So he sends the person again. This happens 3 times. And at one point, Adi Shankaracharya is like, I'm telling you to give me Lalita Sahasranamam, you keep giving me back Vishnu Sahasranamam. So this disciple says, no, there is a girl inside who's managing these records, and she's the one who keeps giving me this. So Adi Shankaracharya goes in, and then the girl again gives that. So he then takes it as an indication that Devi herself is telling Adi Shankaracharya, you first write the commentary on Vishnu Sahasranamam first, And then you go write the commentary about Lalita Sahasranamam, right? So that's what Adi Shankaracharya ends up doing. He first writes the commentary on Vishnu Sahasranamam, and then that doesn't mean one is better than the other or anything of that sort, right? That was what the experience Adi Shankaracharya had, right? So in terms of how Vishnu Sahasranamam is structured, so everything initially has some initial prayers, right? You thank the Guru, right? Vyasa. You do prayers to Ganesha first. You then do prayers to Vishnu. So all of that comes up front. And then there is the 6 questions that Yudhishthira asks Bhishma. So that part's the first, and that also as part of that is a Dhyana Sloka, which is going to come, and then a Nyasam that is going to come. So all of that is what is referred to as the Purvangam, which is the front portion of Vishnu Sahasranamam. Then there are 108 stanzas in between, which are the 1,000 names of Lord Vishnu. That is a middle portion. And then there is a third portion, which is the Palastuti, which talks about the greatness of chanting Vishnu Sahasranama, which is there in anything you take. For those of you who know Devi Mahatmyam or anything, or Lalita Sahasranamam, it all has a Palastuti, right? Which talks about the greatness of it. So that is how the Vishnu Sahasranamam is organized, right? Now, I'm not going to get into the meanings of the 1,000 names because there are a lot of commentaries written about it, about the 1,000 names, and you can go Google it, you can get it. I will just focus on the meanings of the upfront portion as well as of the Palastuti. Okay, there I'll explain each of the stanza with the meaning, but the rest of the stanzas I won't get into the meaning. And the other thing also is in the Palastuti, 2 important stanzas. One of them, which is there, which is Bhagavanu Vacha, which is what Krishna is saying. Yomam nama sahasrena stotumichati pandava soham ekena shlokena stuta eva na samshayaha. There should be absolutely no doubt, no samshayam at all, that even if you chant Soham ekena shlokena, even if you chant one of the stanza of Vishnu Sahasranamam with pure devotion, right? Whoever does it, they are going to get the benefits of it, right? No, does it mean you can only chant one stanza? I mean, you have to chant all the 108 stanzas, but at least if you cannot do 108 stanzas, at least do one stanza a day, right? At least it's a good start. That's the reference there. And then the second one, which says, that imam stavam bhagavato vishnor vyasena kirtitam pateta ichya purusha shreya praptum sukhanicha. And the Palasuti talks a lot about, if you are a person who wants wealth, you will get wealth. If you're a person who wants to get good health, you will get good health. So whoever you are, what your background is and what you are desiring, you will get the appropriate benefits, right? Because the benefits cannot be the same. Everyone has different needs and different requirements, right? So anyway, so that's what the Palastuti is and the greatness of Vishnu Sahasranamam. Now, in terms of this class itself, the way I teach other things, but the general structure of how we do the class, of course, we are going to meet every Monday, right? 7 to 8 p.m. I always record all my sessions because I know certain weeks you may not be able to join, right? So I will upload it on YouTube, send you the link to the YouTube so you can go listen to the class. But the expectation is even if you skip a class, you are listening to the previous week's class and coming prepared for the next class. Because in the next class, I will randomly be picking 2 students, 2 of you, and then have you chant what we learned in the previous class. Okay, so you're expected to practice and come, whether you attend the class or not. And then during the class, I will typically pick for the first half, I will pick 2 of you. Second half, I'll pick 2 who will repeat after me. Okay, so that's how we are going to, that's the typical class structure. And then if you're not able to come to any other class, totally understandable. Just let me know, right? That way I know you are not going to be coming and then I can plan accordingly. Okay, so with that, I'll kind of stop this share. Any questions from anyone before we actually get started? No? Okay. All right. So, since it's the first class today, who are the first 2 students who wanted to volunteer? You just have to repeat after me. That's 2 times. Anyone, or I will pick. So whoever wants to join. Okay, Anuragha, you can, and then Uma. Okay, perfect. So the way I typically do this is I'll first tell each word so that you understand the pronunciation of each word. Then I'll say it 1 time, and then each of you repeat it 2 times. Okay, that is how we're going to do. And for those who are not familiar with it, there is something called as a visarga in Sanskrit, which is the 2 dots that are going to come, right? The reason Vishnu Sahasranamam is a little harder for general people is it's all male names, right? Male names in Sanskrit always ends with a aha, Ramaha, Krishnaha. Okay. All the female names, as you know, most of the Indian names ends with a E or a A, right? You can look at all of your names here. Aruna, Uma, Anuraga, Neha, Pramila, all of them ends with a A or a E. So the Visarga does not come as much in Lalita Sahasranama. Okay. But in Vishnu Sahasranam, there are going to be a lot of Visargas. So what that means is at every point, I'm going to tell you what the joining letter you have to put instead of saying that Visarga. Okay. So if you have a paper, if you have a book or a paper, it's easy to write that, or you can understand the rules. If you're reading it online, that's totally fine. As long as you understand the rules of it, you can follow. But that is the most important thing. And once you learn it, then you listen to MS Subbalakshmi, you will see that she is actually saying those joining letters. But if you don't realize it, you will just completely miss that, right? So anyway, okay. So we'll get started. So the first one, Shuklam Baradharam Vishnum Shashivarnam Chaturbhujam Prasanna Vadanam Dhyayet Sarva Vignopashantaye. That is one word, you cannot break it. Okay. So wherever possible, I'm going to tell you where to break it. If it is not possible to break, you have to say the whole word. Okay. So this is, as you all know, the meaning of this. So this is really a prayer to Lord Ganesha that we are first starting off with, right? Who says that, Ganesha, who is wearing white clothes, right? And then who is everywhere, who has Chaturbhujam, who also has 4 hands, and who is very compassionate, right? We are meditating on you so that Sarva Vigna Upashantaye, so that you are able to eradicate all the obstacles that are going to come as we are learning through this Vishnu Sahasranamam. That is the meaning of the first stanza. Shuklambaradharam Vishnum Shashivarnam Chaturbhujam Prasanna Vadanam Dhyayet Sarva Vignopashantaye.
Shuklam Bharadharam Vishnum Shashivarnam Chaturbhujam Prasanna Vadanam Dhyayet Sarva Vignopashantaye.
2 times, ma.
Aarti, are you going to do it?
Huh? No. Sorry.
Same person twice, is it?
Yeah, same person twice. So you will do it 2
Okay.
times, Uma, and then Anuraga will do it 2 times.
Oh, okay. Shuklam Bharadharam Vishnum Shashivarnam Chaturbhujam Prasanna Vadanam Dhyayet Sarva Vignopashantaye.
शुक्लाम्बरधरं विष्णुं शशिवर्णं चतुर्भुजं प्रसन्नवदनं ध्यायेत् सर्वविघ्नोपशान्तये शुक्लाम्बरधरं विष्णुं शशिवर्णं चतुर्भुजं प्रसन्नवदनं ध्यायेत् सर्वविघ्नोपशान्तये
Yasya Dvirada Vaktradhyaha is there. You see the Visarga? You have to put a F to join it, letter F, because Pa is coming later. So Dvirada Vaktradhyaf Parishadhyaha. Again, F to join it. Paraha, you have to put a Ish to join it because Shatam is coming later. Vignam Nignanti Satatam Vishwaksenam Tamashraye. So here they give the prayers to 2 deities. One of them is a continuing prayer to Lord Ganesha, saying the one who has got the elephant face, who is going to remove all the obstacles, as well as Vishwaksena. Vishwaksena is one of the commanders or one of the guards, like Jaya and Vijaya of Vaikuntham. Vishwaksena is also one of the guards. You're also praying to the Vishwaksena to remove all of the obstacles before we start learning. Yasya Dvirata Vaktradhyah Parishadhyah Parashatam Vignam Nignanti Satatam Vishwaksenam Tamashraye.
Guruji, I don't have this in my book.
Yeah, some books don't have it.
Yeah, even I don't have it.
Okay, so I think you may
Yeah.
have to
Write it
copy
down
it from
now.
somewhere, write it down from somewhere. Just Google
Yeah,
it. I can
open
send
the
you a PDF.
Google version.
Sorry.
The one that Uma has in that group, chanting group. I just
Oh,
got the
that has
PDF
it?
from there.
Okay,
Yeah,
okay,
it has
okay.
it.
Yeah, go ahead, Uma.
So this is the first time we are chanting these 2 verses, 2
Okay.
and 3. We don't have that.
Okay.
Yasya Dvirada Yasya dvirada tradhya
Tra sound. Vaktradhyaf.
Vaktradhyaf parishdhyaya
Parishadhyaf.
Parishadhyaf parashatam Vignam nidnanti Vignam nidnanti Satatam Vishvaksenam Tamashraye.
Correct. Yeah, one more time.
Yasya viradva
The two words there. Virada Vaktradhyaf.
Viradha Vaktradhyaf Parishadhyaf Parashatam Vidyam Nidnanti Vignam Nidhyanti Satatam Senam Tamashraye.
यस्यद्विरदवस्ताद्याः पारिषद्याः परशतं विघ्नं निघ्नन्ति सततं विश्वक्सेनं तमाश्रये. यस्यद्विरदवक्त्राद्याः पारिषद्याः परशतं विघ्नं निघ्नन्ति सततं विश्वक्सेनं तमाश्रये.
Vyasam Vasishtha Naptaram Shaktehe is there. Put a F to join. Shaktef Pautrama Kalmasham Parasharatmajam Vande Shukatatam Taponidhim. So next is a prayer to Vyasa, right? Who's the primary author of this. So Vyasa did not say this. He's the compiler. He's the composer, the author of this thing, right? Now, when you are praising somebody, the one way to praise it is saying you are great, right? The other way to praise it is you talk about the ancestry of that person, right? So here he's talking about the ancestry of the person, saying Vyasa is the Napta of Vasishtha. Vasishtha who wrote, part of the Ramayana, right? So of that Vasishtha, he's the great grandson, Napta. So he's the great grandson of Vasishtha. And then Shakti is another great author. His Pautram, he's his grandson. Then Parashara is also the one of the writers of Vishnu Purana, very great saint. So he's the son of Parashara. Then, more importantly, Shuka Tatam. He is the father of Shuka. So the Shuka Brahmam is the author of Srimad Bhagavatam, the one who Vyasa wrote the Bhagavatam first, but Shuka Brahmam was the one who said it to Parikshit, right? So from there it became more famous, right? So Shuka Brahmam was also a liberated soul. So he's saying you are the father of Shuka, you are the great grandson of Vasishtha. So you have a great lineage there. So to that Vyasa, our namaskarams to Vyasa before we go and learn this. Vyasam Vasishtha Naptaram Shaktef Pautramakalmasham Parasharatmajam Vande Shukatatam Taponidhim.
Vyasam Vasishtha Naftaram Shaktef Pautramakalmasham Parasharatmajam Vande Shukatatam Taponidhim. Vyasam Vasishtha Naftaram Shaktef Pautramakalmasham Parasharatmajam Vande Shukatatam Taponidhim.
Vyasam Vasishtha Naftaram Shaktaiः Pautramakalmasham Parasharatmajam Vande Shukatatam Taponidhim. Vyasam Vasishtha Naftaram Shaktaiः Pautramakalmasham Parasharatmajam Vande Shukatatam Taponidhim.
That Shakti, I'm a little bit hearing a Shakti sound there. Shakti. Okay. Shaktef. Yeah.
Vyasam Vasishtha Naftaram.
You don't have to repeat it. Just that one word you can repeat. Whatever word we have the correction, right? You just repeat it.
Okay.
Vyasaya Vishnu Rupaya Vyasa Rupaya Vishnave Namo Vai Brahma Nidaye Vasisthaya Namo Namaha. So kind of continuing. So one is the lineage of Vasishtha, which we already saw in the previous one. The other one is saying there's no difference between Vyasa and Vishnu, right? Because Vyasa is actually one of the incarnations of Lord Narayana. Narayana has innumerable number of avatars, right? We only pick the 10, like David Letterman used to say the top 10 of whatever, right? So we only say the 10. But there are hundreds of avataram, and Srimad Bhagavatam itself talks about like more than 50 different avatarams. So in that, Vyasa is mentioned as one of the avatarams of Lord Narayana. So he's saying between you and Vishnu, there is no. You are Vishnu, Vishnu is you. You are just an amsham of Vishnu. You are a part incarnation of Vishnu. So to that, Vyasa Namo Namaha, our salutations. Vyasaya Vishnu Rupaya Vyasa Rupaya Vishnave Namo Vai Brahma Nidhaye Vasisthaya Namo Namaha.
Vyasaya Vishnu Rupaya Vyasa Rupaya Vishnave Namo Vai Brahma Nidhaye Vasisthaya Namo Namaha. Vyasaya Vishnu Rupaya Vyasa Rupaya Vishnave Namo Vai Brahma Nidhaye Vasisthaya Namo Namaha.
व्यासाय विष्णुरूपाय व्यासरूपाय विष्णवे नमो वै ब्रह्मनिधये वासिष्ठाय नमो नमः व्यासाय विष्णुरूपाय व्यासरूपाय विष्णवे नमो वै ब्रह्मनिधये वासिष्ठाय नमो नमः
Avikaraya Shuddhaya Nityaya Paramatmane Sadaika Rupa Rupaya Vishnave Sarva Jishnave. So here's a prayer to Mahavishnu, which is saying that you are Shuddhaya, you are pure. What does that mean by saying you're pure? Doesn't mean that you don't have any dirt on you, right? What it means is we all have karma. If you don't have a karma, you are not going to be born. The fact that all of us are born and sitting here, we all are carrying some karma, right? Now, one who is pure does not have any karma associated with that person, right? So he's not bound by all of the activities. So this Vishnu, you are Shuddhaya, you are pure, you are Nityaya. We all have a time span. There is even Brahma has a time span of Dvipararda, 100 years. There's a long length of how much the time is, but even Brahma has a lifespan. The only person who does not have a lifespan is that Mahavishnu, who is always there, eternally there. So you are Nitya, you're always there every time. And then you are the Paramatma, you are the soul of all the beings, right? And then through that Vishnu, our salutations. Avikaraya Shuddhaya Nityaya Paramatmane Sadaika Rupa Rupaya Vishnave Sarva Jishnave.
Avikaraya Shuddhaya Nityaya Paramatmane Sadaika Rupa Rupaya Vishnave Sarva Jishnave. Avikaraya Shuddhaya Nityaya Paramatmane Sadaika Rupa Rupaya Vishnave Sarva Jishnave.
अविकाराय शुद्धाय नित्याय परमात्मने सदैकरूपरूपाय विष्णवे सर्वजिष्णवे अविकाराय शुद्धाय नित्याय परमात्मने सदैकरूपरूपाय विष्णवे सर्वजिष्णवे
Yasya Smarana Matrena Janma Samsara Bandhanat Vimuchyate Namas Tasmai Vishnave Prabhavishnave. So, O Vishnu, Namaha Tasmai. My salutations to you, my namaskarams to you. In saying which, right? Yes, Smarana Matrena. By chanting which, Janma Samsara Bandhana. Like we spoke about the karma which has brought all of us here. The only way to be not born again is to break the cycle of karma that you're carrying, the cycle of birth and death. Only by chanting this, it will also help you eliminate or break that cycle of birth and death. So to that Vishnu, my namaskarams. Yasya Smarana Matrena Janma Samsara Bandhanat Vimuchyate Namastasmai Vishnave Prabhavishnave.
Yasya Smarana Matrena Janma Samsara Bandhanat विमुच्यते नमस्तस्मै विष्णवे प्रभविष्णवे यस्य स्मरणमात्रेण जन्म संसारबन्धनात् विमुच्यते नमस्तस्मै विष्णवे प्रभविष्णवे
यस्य स्मरणमात्रेण जन्म संसारबन्धनात् विमुच्यते नमस्तस्मै विष्णवे प्रभविष्णवे यस्य स्मरणमात्रेण जन्म संसारबन्धनात् विमुच्यते नमस्तस्मै विष्णवे प्रभविष्णवे.
Forgot to say the third line which is in there. Om Namo Vishnave Prabhavishnave. That is easy. Shri Vaishampayanau Vacha Shrutva Dharmana Sheshena Pavanani Cha Sarvashaha Yudhishthiraha, put a ish to join it, Yudhishthirash Shantanavam Punarevabhya Bhashata. That's one word, you cannot break it. So Vaishampayana is one of the narrators of Mahabharata. So when Vyasa wrote the Mahabharata, he can't be the only one who's going and teaching it to everybody. So Vaishampayana is one of the great disciples who he taught it. So he then also went and spread the word. So that Vaishampayana is saying, like I said earlier, Yudhishthira had a lot of questions about dharma to Bhishma. So once all of those questions were answered, Yudhishthira then again asked a set of questions, right? So that is a transition point to the questions here. Shrutva dharmana sheshena pavanani cha sarvashah Yudhishthira shantanavam punarevabhya bhashata.
Shri Vaishaupayanau Vacha Shrutva Dharmana Seshena Pavanani Cha Sarvashah Yudhishthira Shantanavam Punarevabhya Bhashata Shrutva Dharmana Seshena Pavanani Cha Sarvashah Yudhishthira Shantanavam Punarevabhya Bhashata.
Sri Vaishapayana Uvacha Shrutva Dharmana Sheshena Pavanani Cha Sarvashah Yudhishthira Shantanavam Punarevabhya Bhashata.
Second line, first word, Yudhishthirash.
Yudhishthira Shantanavam. Sri Vaishapayana Uvacha Shrutva Dharmana Sheshena Pavanani Cha Sarvashah Yudhishthira Shantanavam Punarevabhya Yudhishthira Shantanavam Punarevabhya Bhashata.
Punarevabhya bhashata.
Punarevabhya Bhashata.
Yeah. Okay, I think we're at 20 minutes mark today. So maybe two other people who want to volunteer for today's class.
I can.
Okay, Aarti and okay, Divya. Okay. Yudhishthira Uvacha. It's two different words. Yudhishthira Uvacha, right? But then you kind of say it together. Yudhishthira Uvacha. Kimekam Daivatam Loke Kim Vapyekam Parayanam Stuvantaha. You have it, right? Because Ka is coming later, the joining letter kind of becomes like a H to some extent. So Stuvantah. Okay, so you have to kind of add a H. That's the closest letter you can add there. Kamarchantaha. Put a F to join. Kamarchantaf. Prapnuyur Manavaha. Ish. Add a Ish there. Shubham. So this Yudhishthira is asking the question. So everything in anything you learn in the traditional Sanatana Dharma, it always starts with people asking questions. There's always someone who's asking the right questions to the right person who can answer those questions. Both of that has to match, right? So here Yudhishthira is asking kind of 3 questions in this, or 4 questions in this. In the first answer, he's saying, Kimekam Daivatam Loke. Right? So he says there are a lot of gods here, goddesses, demigods, saints, rishis. We have all of these people. So who is the one? Ekam Daivatam. Who is the greatest of the god, highest of the god? Right? The sole divinity, because he says, I can't be going and worshipping hundreds of gods and goddesses. So who is that one person who is the greatest? That's the first question. Then Kim Vapyekam Parayanam. So he says, who is the one refuge? So for who should I seek refuge in? Because you can say this person is the greatest, but somebody else might be giving refuge, right? So who should I go and take shelter in the one? Stuvantah kam kamarchanta. right? So Suvanta, so that one next is asking is, if I have to attain peace, prosperity, and everything in else, who do I go and glorify? Who do I go and praise, right? And then Kamarchanta Prapnuyur Manava Shubham. By worshipping whom one can get auspiciousness. Shubham means auspiciousness. So who can get it? So he's asking 4 questions in this, in the first stanza. Yudhishthirauvacha Kimekam Daivatam Loke Kim Vapyekam Parayanam Stuvantah Kam Kamarchantah Prapnuyurmanava Shubham.
Should I start
Yeah,
or Aarti, you're starting?
Either of you can start. It doesn't matter. Divya, you can go first. Yeah.
Yudhishthira uvacha kimekam daivatam loke kim vapekam parayanam stuvantakam kamarchanta prapnuyurmanava shubham. Kimekam daivatam loke kim vapekam parayanam stuvantakam kamarchanta prapnuyurmanava shubham.
So that Manavash, just give it a very brief pause so that the ish is more clear.
Manava shubham.
Yeah. No, Aarti, you're on mute.
Okay, sorry. Yudhishthira uvacha kimekam daivatam loke kim vapyekam parayanam stuvantam kam kamarchantam prapnuyur manava shubham. No,
So the
I'm
first
wrong.
second line, Stuvantah.
Stuvantah.
And then Kamarchantah. F.
Kamarchantah.
If.
Okay, go ahead.
No, Kamarchantah. If sound has to, F sound has to come.
Oh, Kamarchantah.
Tough. F.
Tough. Oh, F has to come.
F has to come.
Okay. Kamarchantah.
Yeah.
Okay. I will say the second sentence again. Try to. Stuvantam kam kamarchantah.
No, so do you have a book? You have a book, right? Or a paper? Yeah. Write instead of that visarga, the 2 dots or whatever you say, you have to write that letter instead. So after that Stuvantaha, that visarga is there, add a H. Okay. And then after Kamarchantaha, add a F.
Okay.
And then after Prapnayur Manavaha, add a Ish. So remove that visarga out of there and add that letter.
Okay. Stuvantaha kamar. The kam and the kamarchantah chantaf. How do you say that? The kam and the kamar.
Stuvantah is one word, right? Kam is another word. So Stuvantah kam kamarchantah.
Okay. Stuvantah kam kamarchantah prapnuyur
manavash shubham.
Okay. I think I'll practice this.
Okay.
I'm very bad about this.
Say the thing one more time. Yeah, full thing. Yudhishthira
Yudhishthira Kime kadaivatam loke kim vapyekam parayanam. Is this okay?
Yeah.
Stuvantah kam kamarchantah prapnur manava shubham. Manavash shubham.
Yeah, correct. You can just say it one word at a time. You don't have to say the whole line together if you're not able to. Okay, just say it one word. Okay, and then practice it that way. But remember, we are replacing that visarga. Okay, so you don't have to say manavaha, tuvantaha. That will not come anymore, right? We are replacing it with a different letter, a different joining letter, right? Okay.
Right.
Gurugar, one question I have. When pa sound starts with before the visarga, after visarga pa sound starts, we need to use F.
F as in Frank.
Okay. And for the other ones H.
So it depends. So like if ka, ka, the k and k are starting, you put a H. It's like a short, lighter sound of ik, right? Ich sound. If sha is coming after the visarga, you put a ish.
SH,
SH. And if a sa is coming, you put a S.
Okay.
Okay, so that is a general rule. Okay, so wherever the visarga is, and there's only one place where you will have to say the visarga, which I will tell you when it comes. The otherwise, that's the rule to follow. Okay. Ko dharmaha, put a is to join, S to join, dharmas, sarva dharmanam, bhavataha, put a F to join, paramo mataha, kim japan muchyate jantur, janma samsara bandhanat. So Yudhishthira is asking the remaining two questions. You know what? We have a lot of dharma. Dharma, we follow a lot of duties. Each of us have a duty to take care of the family. We have to do duty at work. You cannot skip your duty, right? Krishna said in Gita, you have to do your duty. But here he is asking, what is the most supreme of duties? Of all the duties karma I'm doing, what is the most supreme dharma that I should actually follow? That is the fifth question. And sixth, he's saying, Kim Japan. Japam is something which you keep saying again and again and again, right? You say Rama, 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 right? So what is the Japam I have to do? By saying which Janma Samsara Bandhanat, by which I will get out of the cycle of life and birth and death, right? So these are the 6 questions that Yudhishthira is asking over 2 stanzas. Ko dharma sarva dharmanam bhavatah paramo matah. Kim japan muchyate jantur janma samsara bandhanat.
Ko dharma.
Go ahead. Sorry. Go ahead. No, Divya, go ahead.
Ko dharma sarva dharmanam bhavatah paramo matah. Kim japan muchyate jantur janma samsara bandhanat. Ko dharma sarva dharmanam bhavatah paramo matah. Kim japan muchyate jantur janma samsara bandhanat.
So like the previous one, when you are putting that is to join, which you did, but you were jumping on to the next word very quickly, that is sound is not staying. So you were like, yeah. So when you say that is, you can give a very brief pause there.
Ko dharma sarva dharma, correct?
Exactly.
Ko dharma sarva dharmanam bhavatam paramo matah. Kim japan muchyate jantur janma samsara bandhanat.
So you are saying bhavatam, it is bhavataf, F. Say first
okay. Bhavata, okay. The bhavata is F. Bhavata.
F. Bhavataf.
Bhavataf. Okay. Ko dharma sarva dharmana bhavataf paramo matah. Kim japan muchyate jantur janma samsara bandhanat.
And don't even worry if you make 100 mistakes. I will correct you 100 times. Okay. So I'm not going to feel bad about it. You don't have to feel bad about it either. Okay. We are here to learn. So
thanks.
Bhishma Vacha Jagat Prabhum Deva Devam. So that ma that is there, right? So we have to break that. That's when it's going to land properly, right? So Devam. Next word will start with a A. Anantam Purushottamam. Stuvan Nama Sahasrena. Purushaha. Again put the is. Purushas. Satatotitaha. So if when Yudhishthira, when somebody asks a question, if you say, okay, let me go tell you the 100 names, the person is going to get bored, right? Because you have to give a very quick answer first. You got to give a 1-line or a 2-line answer, and then you get into the details. So that's what Bhishma is going to do. He's going to give very quick answers to Yudhishthira first, and then he's going to then say the 1,000 names, right? So here is answer for the question of answering by glorifying Kim Jap, by Stuvantah kam kamarchantah. Who do I glorify, right? To get the prosperity and peace. He's saying the only person you got to do is Jagat Prabhum, who is the Lord of the world, Deva Devam, who's the God of the God, Anantam, the one who is infinite, right? And then by using his Stuvan Nama Sahasrena, by saying his 1,000 names, right? You glorify that Mahavishnu, and by glorifying that Mahavishnu, you will get peace and prosperity and auspiciousness, right? You'll get out of it. Bhishma Uvacha Jagat Prabhum Deva Devam Anantam Purushottamam स्तुवन्नाम सहस्रेण पुरुषः सततोत्थितः
जगत्प्रभुं देवदेवम् अनन्तं पुरुषोत्तमं स्तुवन्नाम सहस्रेण पुरुषस्ततोत्थितः
भीष्मोवाच just before that.
भीष्म उवाच जगत्प्रभुं देवदेवम् अनन्तं पुरुषोत्तमं स्तुवन्नाम सहस्रेण पुरुषस्ततोत्थितः
श्रीभीष्म उवाच जगत्प्रभुं देवदेवम् अनन्तं पुरुषोत्तमं स्तुवनं नाम सहस्रेण पुरुषं सततोस्थितः
So second line, stuvan, that word.
स्तुवन्
Stuvan, and then purushaha again is sound. Purushas
पुरुषः सततोस्थितं
titaha.
तितः
Yeah.
पुरुषः सततोत्थितः
Yeah, correct.
ओके श्रीभीष्म उवाच जगत्प्रभुं देवदेवम् अनन्तं पुरुषोत्तमं स्तुवनं तामसस्त्रेण
There's no na, there's only in. Stuvan nama.
Okay. Stuvan nama sahasrena purushah satatottitham. Satatottitham.
I think everywhere there's a visarga, you're saying an im there instead of that something else. So satatottitah.
Titaha. Okay. Satatottithah.
Tameva charchayan nityam bhaktya purusham avyayam. If you want to break that word, purusham avyayam. Dhyayan stuvan namasyamscha ish and cha namasyamscha yajamanas tamevacha. So he's kind of continuing by saying, by saying by worshipping whom one can attain auspiciousness. He's saying we're only worshipping him constantly with devotion, with bhaktya, right? And by, you have to dhyayan, you have to meditate on that person, you have to stuvan, you have to do praise, you should praise that person. Namaha, you should prostrate to that person. By doing this, you will get auspiciousness. Tameva charchayan nityam bhaktya purusham avyayam dhyayan stuvan namasyamscha yajamanas tameva cha.
त्यमेव चार्चयं नित्यं भक्त्या पुरुषमव्ययं ध्यायं स्तुवन्नमस्यञ्च यजमानस्यमेव च.
The first line, charchayan nityam, double na there.
त्यमेव चार्चयन् नित्यं भक्त्या पुरुषमव्ययं ध्यायं स्तुवन्नमस्यञ्च यजमानस्यमेव च.
Dhyayan, I heard an M sound. Maybe I'm just hearing an M sound.
Yeah.
Dhyayan.
ध्यायन् च, yeah. ध्यायन् स्तुवन्.
Okay. Tameva charge. Okay, I think I have to read this now a couple times.
Archa, charchayan, nityam.
So the in Marathi or however this is written in Sanskrit, it sounds like it's written as 3. Year 3. So
No,
that's
three.
why
It's double na. It's charchayan, nit. It's actually a na. The na. Double na is coming, and maybe the circle of the na may not be visible clearly.
Yeah. Now that you're saying na, I can see that it is double na. Okay. Tameva charchayan nityam bhaktya purusham purushamavyayam.
Avyayam.
Mavyayam.
No, not mavyayam. Purusham avyayam.
Purusham avyayam. Okay. Dhyanam stuvan samasyam cha yajamanastamevam cha. Tameva cha. Sorry.
Oh, one more time, go ahead.
Okay. Dhyanam.
No, Tameva. Start from the first line, right?
Okay. तमेव चार्चन्यं भक्त्या पुरुषमव्यम्यं पुरुषं व्यम्यं
Avyayam.
पुरुषम् अव्ययम्. Okay, ध्यानं स्तुवन नमस्यञ्च यजमानस्तमेव च.
Yeah. So you make sure that you're making these notes as I'm telling it, right? Like that I am telling you to break there, right? Because what I don't want is I don't want you to say Purusha Mavvyayam. Because that's not what the word is. It's Purusham Avyayam, right?
Purusham Avyayam. Okay.
Yeah. Anadi. So whenever I'm saying, for example, this Anadi Nidhanam, I'm intentionally saying the two words there. Anadi Nidhanam, right? So that if you're not able to say the whole word together, you can break it like the way I'm breaking it for you. Okay, so you can put a line, a vertical line as a divider, right? So you can then break it up. It's only for those who want. Those who are able to say the whole word can do the whole word, right? So Anadi Nidhanam Vishnum Sarva Loka Maheshwaram Lokadhyaksham Stuvan Nityam. Again, double na. Stuvan Nityam. Sarva Dukkagikati. That word is Katigo. Dukkatigo Bhavet. So he's again continuing with that response of, what dharma I have to do. What is the greatest of dharma? See, the greatest of dharma is just worshipping Vishnu. There's no greater dharma than that, right? And then he says, Stuvan Nityam, the one who's actually chanting this thing every day, is the one who's going to get all the sorrows are going to get eradicated, right? So there are so many stories and so many instances of people. He said, you can do anything you're doing. You can be sweeping your house. You can be washing your vessels. You can still say that Sahasranamam. There's nothing wrong. You can say the Nama of the Lord anytime you want, anywhere you want, even in your deathbed, even when you're sitting in the hospital, right? There's no place which is impure to say the name of the Lord. In fact, you have to say it, right? In all of the situations, right? So that's what he's saying. You say it every day, every time. We'll do it one time so we can, because we're out of time here. Anadinidhanam Vishnum Sarva Loka Maheshwaram Lokadhyaksham Stuvan Nityam Sarva Dukkatiko Bhavet.
Anadinidanam Vishnum Sarva Loka Maheshwaram Lokadhyaksham Stuvan Nityam Sarva Dukkatiko Bhavet. One time
is enough. Yeah, we're out of time. Aarti, you're on mute.
Oh my God, I was on mute. Anadinidhanam Vishnum Sarva Loka Maheshwaram Lokadhyaksham Stuvan Nityam Sarva Dukkatigo Bhavet.
Yeah. Om Shri Krishnaya Parabrahmane Namaha. Kahena vacha manasendriyerva buddhyatmana va prakrite svabhavad karomi yatyat sakalam parasmai narayanaayeti samarpayami. Thank you everyone for the first class. So typically we'll do about 25, 30 stanzas in a class once we get to the Sahasranamam, because then we are not going line by line meaning, right? For the first ones, it'll be a little slow and then we should be able to pick up pace. Okay, I'm expecting about 6 to 7 weeks to finish the whole thing. Okay. All right.
Thank you so much, Guruji. It was so wonderful, especially the meaning.
Please
and
don't call me
learning.
Guruji and all. Call me Rajesh Ji. It is okay.
Rajesh Ji, okay.
No, you have to give the honor for the Guru who's teaching. So you are our Guru.
You can call me Rajesh Ji. That is good.
Position for us, you are our Guru. Because we haven't had a proper Guru to come and teach us pronunciation. This is the first time we are having it. I think we should do something like this even for Lalita Sahasranamam, even though we have been saying it for so long. It could be that we are pronouncing things wrong. We don't know.
Well, like I said, the Vishnu Sahasranamam, because a lot of the Visargas come,
yes,
right?
Absolutely.
Lalita Sahasranamam, not many Visargas come in between, right? That's why Vishnu Sahasranamam, most of us grew up hearing MS Subbalakshmi. So you generally hear her and then you say it, right? But then when you start looking, you see there's so many Visargas and so many joining letters that come, which you skip through because she's saying it so fast and you end up saying it fast, right? But when you really look at it, then you go back and listen, you actually hear that she's saying all these joining letters, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you for joining. Thank you.
Bye. Absolutely.